Welcome back, everyone, to the Delaware Disc Golf Challenge here in Newark, Delaware at the Iron Hill Disc Golf Course for the 5th NT event of the year. We are in round one on the back nine. I'm Sarah Hokom with MVP Disc Sports here with Holly Finley.
Yep, Holly Finley here from Team Innova. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate you watching. Let's start it off with hole 10. It is a par 4, 485 feet. This is a placement shot off the tee. Most of us just do a chip hyzer to land anywhere in the middle, hopefully by those stairs that you just saw. And then it's a long upshot. Actually, I think the basket is different than what's shown in this video. It's a little bit shorter this year. So not quite here, but you will see shortly where it's at.
Kristin on the tee here first. She had the only par on hole 9, throwing her classic judge around the corner. Next up here, I am throwing a vanish. I threw it a little bit tight. Not really my strength to throw a backhand, but I'm trying it. And well, I still am sort of in the fairway.
I've got a 150 DX Thunderbird just chipping up around the corner here.
Really want to get to that dark spot with those chips. It's really the best spot to get to. Becky Harris here with her champ work. That lefty spin catches the wrong side of the tree and she kicks way into the deep, deep. She's gonna pitch out to the short tee perfectly.
It takes a very smart and mature player to pitch out for a placement versus trying a Superman shot from the woods. So props to Becky for doing the course management and just pitching out.
Throwing a standstill with a relay. Trying to get through the gap. It hires out a little bit, but I'm happy with that considering my tee shot.
Throwing a Star Katana, meant to flatten it out a bit more. You know, I'm up there for a jumper. We'll see how it goes.
It's in your range.
Yeah. That's what I'd like to think, at least.
Uh-huh. Kristin, a little bit too much angle there on her sidearm. We'll leave her a approach from about 150. Becky coming up that left side, sneaking through the tree, and perfectly parked.
That'll be a no stress putt. I noticed Kristin was doing a lot of sidearm approach shots today.
Yeah, I think that's one of her really great strengths on her approach game is she throws these really beautiful little touchy sidearms. Got nice little wrist action. She seems very comfortable with the shot.
Well, I tried to throw that one a bit too hard, but hey, I'm still right there.
Kristin to save par. I'm also trying to save par on this par 4. It was playing under par by just a little bit today. So the pars that we are all tapping out here are a little bit under what we would like to happen. Hopefully in the next couple of days we can grab that birdie 3.
I'm feeling like tomorrow's the day.
All right. We'll see.
Okay. We'll
I
talk
hope
about
so.
it after.
How about we both get one?
Yeah, we'll have a meeting.
Okay.
Discuss our birdies.
That's correct. Coming into this back 9, Kristin is one under par. Becky and I are 1 over, and Holly is at 2 over. So we're trying to battle back and try to get under par, as close as we can to even. But there is a lot of teeth left in this course still, with 4 par 4s, a par 5, and a handful of par 3, a few par 3s.
And 10 holes in, we're pretty close together as far as score goes. So here we are, hole 11, par 4, 500 feet. It's a wooded one, in case you couldn't guess. So most of us just try to get through the biggest gap, and then see what you can do after that. I think we can all 3 this, so that's what I want to do.
The approach kind of favors a left to right movement. The biggest gap is there, but it's really hard to put yourself in position to run that line. Kristin with her St. Pro turns it over a little bit too much, but she's still going to be in the middle. She's still going to have a look at getting up and down. The approach is tricky pretty much no matter where you land. I'm throwing a relay. It flexes how I want to the left side of those central trees, but gets a weird kick to the left and leaves me pretty pinched.
Here I am with that Roadrunner again.
Signature Series, get you some. Beautiful.
Ooh, and
look
it
at
just
that.
flattens out so nice. And
Oh, and that's a favorable roll.
it is. I think we're all in pretty good spots.
I'll trade you lies, but you
Okay.
know. I threw the line I was looking at.
Yeah.
Come on.
Becky throwing a St. Pro. So much power in her approach there from standstill.
That's beautiful.
Gets all the way up there. Kristin with that hyzer route. The biggest route to take for sure. Just inside the circle.
I usually throw a mid on the upshot, so I must have not gotten as far as I wanted to because I found myself feeling like I needed another driver.
I didn't have many gaps here, so I'm just trying to pick the big one and hope for the best. And well, I probably could have laid my putter up to there, but either way, it's a pretty standard approach.
I see you got that body lean.
Yeah, I was like, get through those trees. I left it a
Steering
little,
it to the basket.
little
Works
wide.
every time, 50% of the time. Got a nice, easy approach with the stud.
That was a studly approach, for sure.
I see what you did there. Becky gives it a go.
Kristin from outside the circle to get the birdie.
Boom.
She has found her putt.
That was good.
Getting the lone birdie on hole 11 for the card. I imagine a few other ladies got that one. Becky kind of on the struggle bus here, but she should be able to find her stride here soon.
Par for Sarah. Just drop it in, let it rest like a steak. All right, that was fun. Here we are, hole 12, par 4, 520 feet. I love this hole. I like to throw just straight, land completely straight, and then I have a nice open approach to the basket. Again, this is a birdieable hole for us, so we all want a 3. Definitely happy with a 4. It is a little sketch down here by the basket. It's a lot of rocks, you know, potential for rollaway. The road you see down there is OB this year, so you can throw it too far off the tee. There's a lot of stuff that could go on here.
Kristin with her claymore, beautiful shot, gets a kick to the right, but that's actually a pretty good spot to be in. I'm throwing a flip up with my theory, and it flips a lot up and gets a kick left. I'm over in the rough.
Oh, what am I throwing? Yeah, you guessed it. A Roadrunner.
And it peers the gap and goes left just like you want.
Still a decent position to be in.
Becky with her champ orc also turns it a little left. And she'll have gotten about a quarter of the way up, chipping out to the corner. Good tree action there.
Becky's really good at that patent pending throw.
I'm trying to get this roller to go a little further before it turns, but I guess I hit a glass bottle on the ground.
Oh, is that when you hit that?
I think so.
Well, that's just a bonus find at the Iron Hill. I've got a tricky downhill hyzer. Just pull out a 150 eagle and see if I can get lucky. I bite off a fair amount of distance. I don't think I'm in putting range, but looks like it's savable for a par. Wow, Becky, wow.
Becky getting her rock all the way down there, stays safe, has a tricky putt up the hill from the edge of the circle. Now that I just threw a roller, now I'm going to try a tomahawk. It is the day, and yeah, that tree is more substantial than I thought. I'm in super scramble mode here.
Ooh, that was sketch.
Yeah, with all these
a
rocks.
Jumper. Yeah.
With all these rocks, you want to jump putter, you want to get action, but you definitely, the rocks, it can, twist an ankle. There's, they can be slippery. There's so many things. You can just hit a random angle of a rock and it'll roll you all the way down the hill, possibly OB. Mm-hmm. I'm all over the basket on the jump putts, but I have yet to can one.
Oh.
And
par for Kristin. You
can't
be mad about that on this
par
hole.
is good, yeah. Yeah, this is a very tricky hole. You were exclaiming earlier that this is your favorite hole. And
yeah.
I actually said that on the fairway, but sarcastically.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask.
Becky and I joking around. We've been good friends ever since my very first ever amateur Bowling Green Am Championships. We played together. Is where I met her.
What year was that?
2008.
Wow.
I have known her for, I guess, 10 years now.
I played that once in 2012. That's a fun event when you're like intermediate advanced level as a woman.
Terry, do you have a trash bag in case it rains?
Everyone wants to take care of Tear Bear. So here we are, hole 13, par 3, 360 feet. I feel like this is one of those birdies that you feel like you should be getting. If you're a right-hand backhand, it's a fairly easy shot for us. You just want to, get one down here and then have something that hooks left at the finish. I think the road is OB this year, so you kind of want to watch out for that. But again, I hope one of us can get a birdie here.
Kristin with her claymore. Oh, excuse me, her verdict this time. Crushes it past the basket,
Wow.
leaving her just inside the circle. She might be that birdie you're talking about.
That was really good. I've got a star katana. I didn't quite get it as flat as I wanted, but I found a gap and a little bit of tree love.
Oh,
Got a lot
just
of
outside,
action there, and yeah,
just outside the circle.
I'm in the zone.
Becky with her sidewinder. Tough hole for a lefty. I'll also be throwing the lefty line. I'm throwing a relay that I'm hoping will miss all those trees, but I'm happy with that result.
That was a good up.
Yeah, there's still a lot of things to navigate, even if you get to the corner.
I feel like it's in the range, but I just didn't get it there.
Yeah, I mean, 40-footers are kind of not automatic at this point.
What
for
do you
most
mean?
people.
Kristin misses her birdie putt, unfortunately, so.
I really like how this hole complements hole 7 the exact opposite way. So this one is downhill to the left, hole 7 is downhill to the right.
Yeah.
I think that this course plays really fair for both a lefty and a righty with equal opportunities to throw power shots.
Par putt for me.
Had a nice little gallery out there today. Maybe a dozen people out there early in the morning on a relatively rainy day. We still haven't really gotten a lot of rain. We've gotten a little bit of dribbles here and there.
On a weekday, on a work day. So I'm always appreciative of people that come out super early on a work day just to watch us throw. Here we are, hole 14, par 3, 300 feet. This is another must-get birdie, I feel. One of the shorter holes on the course, just straight ahead. You know, some can throw a mid. I like to throw a driver here. But the name of the game is Birdville, and we all want to visit it, so.
And this hole did play as the second easiest hole with a .15 under par. Kristin with her Claymore. Beautiful little flip up and turn, leaves her at the edge of the circle.
That's how you do it, folks. I'm trying the Roadrunner. I think that I'm gonna get there, and then I clip that tree. So a little bit outside the circle.
Becky with her Orc. Little late release, gets a kick all the way to the right side. She'll have some scrambling to do. I'm throwing a beat-in Crave. I don't release it like I'm looking for, but I still get just outside the circle, pin high.
Oh, yeah.
So a little lucky there.
That's a putt. Wow. Well, that was amazing.
I think she called the bank.
Just give it a little jumper, see if it goes in. Nothing wrong with a
Good
drop-in
effort, good
three.
effort. Feeling like one of these is gonna drop.
Oh my gosh, you're all over the basket. Becky a little offline for her putt.
That's a rare air ball for her. A rare ball, if you will.
Kristin gets the solo birdie on our card. You said she threw a Claymore. Is that a fairway or
I believe
a
it's a
mid?
straight mid.
Okay. The edge looked kind of blunt when she picked it up just now, but I couldn't quite tell.
It could be, I mean, it could have a little more stability than that, but it seems like it's flipping up really nice for her. I'm not totally familiar with all the Latitude 64 lineup, but Kristin was kind enough to provide me with the disc she threw before we recorded this, so thanks, Kristin.
Yeah, we love the disc knowledge. All right, guys, here we are, hole 15, par 3, 295 feet. This hole's a little bit shorter than we played it last year, so once again, this is a birdieable hole. I'd say it plays more like 350 because you have to go uphill. So I like to take the right gap and see if I can slide in with a little skip and land in the circle. There is a left route too, but it's got a very low ceiling, but it is directly to the basket. So if you've got the power to take the left route, it's manageable, but I think that people would find the right route is the more preferred one.
Kristin with her St. Pro gets inside the circle. Wow, what a beautiful shot.
That was amazing.
That was, what, 15-footer?
I'm just floating the Roadrunner up there, trying to copy her line. Not quite as much distance, but you know, I can see the basket.
I'm throwing a really flippy vanish, trying to get all the way left with the sidearm. I thought I threw it well, but I guess it came in a little early. Becky going with that left route
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
with her St. Pro. That is a really tough route.
It is.
It really is. It looks like the most obvious for a lefty, but I was debating going up to
I
that.
actually threw that route last year in the tournament. I was really feeling the flippy drivers, but this year I found the right side to be a little safer. Just an easier three.
I wonder if those trees have grown in a little bit too.
It could be. That was a great up. I remember seeing that. I was standing right next to you, just floating through the trees.
Kristin with the birdie.
Kristin, that's 2 birdies back to back.
She is really heating up here towards the middle of the back. Becky with the par save. We were gonna battle putt here.
Hey, you know, I said let's putt at the same time, and then when it came down to it, I got nervous and overthought it. All right, here we go. Hole 16, par 4, 515 feet. This is a tough hole. Really, you just want to throw up the middle gap and land anywhere around where these folks are you see in the video, and then see if you can snake an upshot. The basket is actually, oh, there it is. It's hard to see in the shadows. I think that some of us can 3 this, if not all of us. So I'm trying to get a 3, but like I've been saying, pars are fine.
Kristin with her St. Pro.
She gets a lot of height on that and gets a really nice flight pattern. Makes it way down the fairway.
And the rain has started to fall here as we enter these last 3 holes.
I overturn my Roadrunner a bit, kick off the tree.
Throwing a trace. And I'm like where I landed.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Becky with her St. Pro. Little extra turn up that hill. And she's in the scramble zone.
I don't have a lot to go on here. I'm just finding a gap and throwing through it. You know, see how it works out. And I am not upset about that.
The rain is really starting to come down here. So we will start getting out the umbrellas. Becky with a misfire, she slipped a little bit there now that they've got some wet ground. This is a relay, little too much turn. I hit a tree. I'd really like to get down there for this birdie. It's very birdieable, so I was a little disappointed with that shot. Kristin lays it out a little bit further left than she intended, but she gets through the trees, gives herself a 20-footer for the birdie.
I'm not sure if you guys could hear the audio, but on the tee of this hole, Becky went up to Kristin and said, okay, now I'm expecting you to get the turkey here. So I'm gonna need you to birdie this hole, no pressure. And Kristin's like, yeah, no pressure. Yeah,
uncomfortable laugh.
Exactly. I tried to do an upshot with my Mako, but I did not commit, so it clips a leaf and floofs out. You know, I wanted to be like Sarah right under the basket. That was a good up from you.
Stud live.
I can make a long putt, but no.
Kristin for birdie for her turkey that Becky challenged her to get.
Gobble, gobble.
No problem.
You know, it does take a certain level of mental strength to not get psyched out by a statement like that. Some people can really be sensitive about those sorts of things.
No doubt. I wouldn't dream of saying that.
Oh, really?
No
yeah,
way.
that's what
Yeah.
I mean. You know, some people are like,
I would
wow,
be thinking
are you,
it maybe
are
like,
you trying
oh,
to
man.
shark me? Like, was that intentional, or are you just poking fun? And then you start overthinking it. So it's all part of the mental game.
And I know with Becky, she was just trying to, you know, I know Becky well enough that she
yeah,
was just trying to encourage, and she was
absolutely.
impressed,
And it
you know,
worked.
but it definitely
I
is.
should ask her to say those things to me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Holly, I will need you to birdie every hole.
Which almost every hole is
No
birdieable out
pressure.
here.
Okay, hole 17. Oh, I love this hole so much. I think it's the hardest hole on the course. Is that how it rates?
That is correct. It is playing 1.5 strokes over par.
This
So
hole
it's kind
is
of like a par
amazing.
7.
Yes. It's definitely a 5 for the ladies. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a lady get a 4 here. I'm not saying we can't, but I feel like 5 is a good score for us. So the name of the game is keep it in the middle, make a putt.
Kristin with her St. Pro turns it a little over, a little bit late release, but the result is good, middle skis. I'm throwing a crave, leave it a little bit right. I'm not happy with the release. But you know, there's some gaps there.
I've got the Tour Series Roadrunner because I want to land in the middle. So it turns over a bit more than I wanted, but I navigate through the trees and
Perfect.
I love it.
Becky with a St. Pro, beautiful shot. Flips up perfectly,
Yep,
scoodles up the middle.
that is great.
The rain is definitely coming down now.
You know, I actually asked for this on my Google Home, like, hey Google, can you play nature sounds or can you play rain sounds when I go to sleep? So I think this audio is really beautiful right now.
So you become one with the bad weather.
Yes, yes.
Your subconscious is just enjoying this whole
Yes.
thing. You're like, it's like I'm taking a nap.
Very calm and relaxed.
Throwing a trace here. I turn it over, thinking I'm gonna hit this tree that was right in my run up. Not my best shot.
I got the same Roadrunner again, just trying to keep it in the middle. I'm not trying to throw it too hard or bite off too much distance. I mean, I really just don't want to shoot left or right and see if I can get a 5 here.
That was kind of an anger throw with a relay. And yeah, there you go, forward progress.
It's a really good standstill, Sarah.
Kristin with the St. Pro gets a bad kick to the right rough. Be tough to scramble out of there.
Here I pull out the Star Katana because I wanted to skip left and I needed a stronger left finish. And that's what I got.
You can hear the rain is actually just like pouring down at the moment. We are excited to be finishing. We are trying to take our time, but not take our time.
Exactly. Oh, Becky just, pulls it a little bit too hard. And this hole can do that to you. It's just such a tough hole.
If you're out of position, you are just scrambling for the biggest gap. Throwing a relay on a hyzer, give myself an outside the circle putt. Becky also gets it up there, just outside the circle, on the bottom side of the mound.
Here I am, just throwing a stud up shot.
Ooh, that is beautiful.
Oh, I was so happy about that. This hole is so easy in practice that every time I play it in the tournament, it steals my lunch money. So
I'm doing push-ups here.
Oh, wow.
I probably shouldn't have tried to jump up that. That was probably a little
it
crazy.
is what it is.
But I didn't get my white skirt dirty, so, it's the little wins. Kristin with a bit of a comebacker here. Really just showing, why she's one of the best putters out there.
Double bogey for Kristin, unfortunately.
I'm gonna do it this time.
She's so funny. Double bogey for Becky.
We are all umbrella putting at the moment. Oh, look at our little haggle of umbrellas.
I got a drop in par, which is the 5, and I looked on the UDIS stats, and it was only 2 of us, me and Jess, that got a 5 today. So that is a really good feeling, and one of the girls said, hey, that almost feels like a birdie, and I agree.
I'm gonna say it is. I'm
Well-
calling it now.
The show's almost over, folks. Here we are, hole 18, par 4, 500 feet. I've been saying the same thing, but I feel like this is another hole. The girls want a birdie. It's an easy 3 for us. We should all be getting it. I like to throw, just a straight shot and land a little bit past the road and, see if I can get an upshot to the basket. So once again, I'm pulling out the Roadrunner, hoping for something in the middle. And I just give it a little bit too much angle. Caught up in the woods a bit.
I'm throwing a crave here. And that is exactly what I wanted to happen in my head.
That is a really good shot.
This is actually playing as the easiest hole in the course today. At
Really?
0.31 under par.
I just did not expect you to say that.
I agree. I wouldn't consider this the easiest hole, but today that's how it was playing. So
Wow, Becky has an amazing shot.
Crushes her St. Pro up the middle. Kristin scrambling, trying to get close. She'll have another scramble shot here to try to save her par.
So over here where I landed was absolutely nothing. I just picked a gap, threw as hard as I could, and hoped to bite off a lot of distance.
Throwing a shock here, left it a little bit right, but it's still inside the circle putt, reasonable for the birdie. Becky with her orc, throwing her sidearm, versatile player.
That was so good.
And she's inside the circle for birdie.
And as you can hear, the rain is really picking up right now. Just a little upshot with the stud.
For birdie.
Nice finishing putt.
Only my second birdie of the entire round, so I'm very happy to get that in the rain. Oh, we're gonna watch it again. And yep, it went in again. Do I get 2 birdies for that?
No, I don't think that's how it works.
Becky for her birdie putt. Yeah, you know, the grip on the fingers in this kind of conditions is tough.
I'm looking at a par putt here. Well, I just don't have any excuse for that. At this point, it's like raining really hard. I'm like, hey girls, do you mind? Can I just tap out? Kristin says, yeah, go ahead, no worries.
Kristin's really laid back. She's really fun to play with. She doesn't, you know, we all threw out in front of her one time and she didn't, you know, she didn't care at all. She's really a fun player to play with. It's great to see her over here in the States.
Absolutely. I hope she can attend more big events. I'd love to see her out on the West Coast at some more NTs like the Fling and Santa Cruz, things like that.
Absolutely. I'd love to see her on road the whole year. Kristin with her par. And she'll finish with a 3 under par.
Wow, we really appreciate you guys tuning in with us. We had a great time today. Thanks everyone for watching the coverage. I'm Holly Finley with Team Innova.
I'm Sarah Hokom with Team MVP. We see Katrina in the lead going into tomorrow's round. We'll see you tomorrow.